I'm standing at the dramatic overlook towards the old city of Jerusalem and the Temple Mount. The gold dome of the rock in the distance was built at the end of the 7th century as a Muslim shrine commemorating the night journey of the Prophet Muhammad to Jerusalem, to the site of the ancient temple, which had been destroyed by the Romans 6 centuries earlier. For Jews, the Temple Mount is the axis mundi. It's the spiritual center of our world. It's the place to which all Jewish prayers have been directed for the last few thousand years. It's also the site at which Akedat Yitzchak, the sacrifice of Isaac, took place long before there were any buildings on the site. We just read the Parsha, Lech Lecha. In the beginning, Abraham is given a commandment by God, Lech Lecha, go forth on a journey to an unknown place, based on a pretty vague, although spectacular promise of the future. Rashi says that Lecha means go forth for your benefit, for your good. It's a personal journey, and it's a journey that promises greatness. This week, Lech Lecha is the beginning of the story of the Akedah, and this time the command is very different. It's exact. You should go to the land of Moriah, right behind me, where you're going to sacrifice your son. Abraham knows where he's going and what he's supposed to do from the very beginning. The Israeli author Meir Shalev points out that the word love appears for the first time in the Torah in the story of the Akedah. You should take your son, your only son, who you love, Isaac. Now this begs the question. Abraham has 2 sons, Isaac and Ishmael. Already we see that love is a complicated emotion, and again is frequently the source of jealousy and conflict that can last within a lifetime or for generations. Similarly, the form of the verb ahavta begs another comparison. V'ahavta, you should love the Lord your God. That is part of the Shema that we recite every day, the central tenet of faith for Jews. Now, Jews are not commanded to love their children. Well, that's easy. They're commanded to love God. That's challenging. Now, to return to our story, Abraham leaves his home in Hebron, travels 3 days, and on the 3rd day, the Torah says he looks up and he sees the place from afar, Moriah. And it's here he leaves 2 young servants behind, and he and Isaac continue on their journey. And when they arrive at the place, Isaac asks his father, "Father?" And Abraham responds, "Yes, my son, I'm here." And Isaac continues, "I see the fire and the wood. Where's the ram for the sacrifice?" And Abraham says, "God will provide the sacrifice, my son." My son, Bani, is the last word spoken ever between the 2 of them. Well, the story ends happily, so to speak. The ram appears, Isaac's saved, and Abraham begins on his journey home. He comes to this place where I'm standing on this hill, and he gathers his 2 servants and he goes back home. But wait, something's missing from this picture. Where's Isaac? He returns from the Akedah alone. Abraham and Isaac have separated, perhaps forever. And similarly, where is Abraham going? To Hebron? To his wife Sarah? To his home? No, he continues on to Beersheba. What happened there? Perhaps Abraham, after everything that's happened, can't face his wife Sarah. And perhaps Sarah, already knowing, can't face Abraham. So Abraham passes his test, but he shatters his family. And really, he shatters the image of a just God. Well, the Torah is trying to teach us that similar to Abraham, when you embark upon a meaningful spiritual journey, that journey has to start with a caveat. Lech Lecha. Shavua Tov from Schechter.